Hey y'all, and welcome to Monner's Market, and welcome to the Pumpkin DIY Challenge. Today's challenge is hosted by the Domestic Diva DIY. So I just want to thank her for allowing me to be a part of this playlist, and also let you know that there will be a playlist link below. So make sure you go down to the bottom of the playlist to see what everyone has created for you today with these wonderful pumpkin DIYs. Now let's get into DIY number one for me. I'm doing this little book stack that I absolutely fell in love with. So I'm going to do something with these napkins that I've been doing for a while. I'm going to use some white Waverly chalk paint, my napkins that I have just fallen in love with, in one of those little boxes that you can get from the Dollar Tree. So just a little over $1, maybe $1.50 with the embellishments on top when we're done. I'm going to give it that coat of white paint that you just saw me do. Now I'm going to take one of those napkins and I'm going to tear the very top layer off. And if you've seen my other videos before, then you've seen me do this with a napkin before. Once you take that top napkin off, then you are ready to put it on your whatever you're using. So I'm going to be using the paper Mod Podge to glue it down. And once I get it glued down, if you noticed on the little napkin, and I was going a little fast, it had sort of a wood look. So I'm just going to take my Vintage Effects wash and go through and give that wood look, you know, just kind of make it all over. Then I'm going to take my knife, as you see, and just cut those things. Now this lace right here came from BB Craft. I am an ambassador for BB Craft, and this was one of the things that they sent me to use in my video, and it is beautiful. So I'm just going to take a couple of little extra things that I had left over from other places and put them on the top. I'm also going to use that same Vintage Effects wash for the top of my pumpkin. It was a little shiny and plasticky looking, so just wanted to bring that shine down from being on there. And then once I get that done and glue my embellishments down, that is it, and that's all there was to making this cute little book stack, is what it's supposed to be. But as you know, it's a little crate, but it's supposed to resemble a book stack, and I love it. Love, love, love it. Look how cute. I'm doing my whole kitchen in this theme for the Thanksgiving and fall holiday season. So you will see me using these napkins quite a bit. I've got one more DIY at the end of this, and I'm also going to be using it on. So now let's get into, after we get through looking at this, my second DIY. But how cute is that? I love those napkins. They have the plates and the serving dishes and everything at the Dollar Tree in this design. So I'm excited. Now for DIY number two, look how stinking cute. I am taking two of these pumpkins that you can get from the Dollar Tree. I was going to use them like they were. My last name starts with the C, so I was just going to use them like they were, but I thought I wanted to just doll them up a little bit. So I'm taking two pieces of scrapbook paper that I got from Hobby Lobby. Now you can get them on sale every 2 weeks they have a sale, and then they switch it every other 2 weeks. Now I knew I was going to get tongue-tied when I try to say that. Anyway, every other 2 weeks you can get them for $1. So anyway, I went, as you've seen, and just did the little front part of that pumpkin and covered it in that cute little paper. I just lost myself, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Now I'm making a little finger bow that is so super duper easy to make. You just wrap it around your finger a few times and wrap a piece of twine right around the middle of it, and you've got yourself a little finger bow. And they are so adorable on top of these pumpkins. Once I got that done, I took this little package of signs that you can get from the Dollar Tree right now. Oh, I'm skipping this part. Those chunks of wood right there, you can get at Dollar Tree. You can get them in 4, 6, 8, and 12 inches. And it's just a little chunk of wood. So I used the Vintage Effects wash to do that. Now I'm taking my white Waverly chalk paint, and I'm doing the Hello Fall out of the little package that you can get from the Dollar Tree right now. It has 6 different fall sayings in it, so I just used the Hello Fall. Painted it with that white Waverly chalk paint, added it to my stand for my pumpkins, and that was it. Another quick, easy DIY. And how cute is that? Look. Now, I just absolutely adore them. It was an afterthought after I finished the video that I could have went back and just put a C on top of it. I could have stenciled it on, or I could have handwritten it on, or I could have used one of the letters that you can get from the Dollar Tree. So I may go back and do that. Now for DIY number 3, look at this cute riser. I'm telling you guys, I love this print. So I'm just using one of those little candlesticks. I call that a cupcake holder. I don't know what y'all call it, but I'm calling it a cupcake holder. And these plastic plates come to for $1. Now they're very sturdy, so don't worry about it being too flimsy because it's plastic. It is sort of the harder plastic. And I glued them together, taking that same white Waverly chalk paint, and I'm going to go all over the top and the bottom of this plate, except for, I'll show you in just a minute what I'm going to do to the bottom. So I'm using the white Waverly chalk paint on the top, and then for my stand, I'm going to go in with my pumpkin colored Waverly chalk paint. And I'm going to give that stand, I want to say it took probably 2 coats to cover it really well. And then if you see the little, right there, the little line around the bottom, I decided to take that pumpkin out a little further. Not a lot of people are going to be seeing the bottom, but I just wanted to add a little bit more color to the plate. If I'm picking it up and walking with it or something, it would just be cute. Then I took the leftovers from my white Waverly chalk paintbrush, and I just dry brushed it onto the top, or the bottom, should I say, of the stand, but the top of the pumpkin paint. Once I got that done, then I was ready to go in and decoupage my napkin on the top of my plate. Now, I don't know if you can notice it or not, but these are 2 different size napkins. The one that I used on my crate was smaller than the one I'm going to use on my plate. They have those 2 sizes, and then they have the sort of oblong shaped napkins, and it's a little bit smaller design than these 2 designs. So I decoupage it on my plate, and then I wanted to go in with that same wood look. If you see at the bottom left right there, you can see that little wood look on that napkin. So I'm going to take my Vintage Effects wash, and I'm going to do that all over the plate just to bring that whole sort of wood look in there, because that is so cute to me. Then I wanted to go in with some half beads. Now I counted them out off camera so you didn't have to watch me do that. And I'm taking just a little bit of this Vintage Effects wash, and I'm putting it in the bottom of my cup. That's it. That's all I'm going to use, just a little tiny bit more. And then I'm going to scoop up my half beads, put them in there. I'll swirl them, swish them around, whatever you want to call it. Cover my beads, dry them with my little heat gun, and then simply glue them to the top ring of my plate. And that's just to give it a little bit more character. I love it the way it is, but look what it does when you add that little hint of darkness from that wood look on those beads. I love it. My last one didn't quite fit, and it did before I painted them. It's so weird. So I just took my little tool here, and I cut just a little bit off of it on each side where it would fit down in there and make my plate. Lord have mercy, make my plate complete. Now listen, if y'all are new to my channel, this is just me. I get tongue-tied every stinking video. I swear I don't think I've ever done a video where I don't get tongue-tied in there. But anyway, let me get back to where I was going. Look how cute this turned out. I absolutely love this, and it's going to match the rest of my decor for the fall season so perfectly. And I cannot wait to show you a few more things that I have done in this motif or design or whatever you want to call it. So thank you to the Domestic Diva DIY for putting this on. I am going to show you my final reveal And thank you for coming. If you are new to my channel and you're here from the playlist, my name is Brenda, but my grandkids call me Monner. So that's where Monner's Market comes from. So make sure you go down to the bottom of the playlist and watch what everyone else has in store for you today. And I'm sure you're going to be inspired to go out and make your own things and lots of cute pumpkin ideas. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Bye now.